Okay, good morning, Sam. This is Joe DeMeo from the Greg Norman Champions Golf Academy. I want to thank you for coming to spending a week with us. Congratulations on winning this. I know you won the Trinidad Tobago Open, so let's get started. Let's take a look at what we got here. This first swing with a little wedge. Nice move here, great swing. I love how you shallow out here with your wedges. I mean, you have such a good golf swing. So, I mean, a lot of the stuff that you do are fundamentally right. Things that we worked on were really posture, getting taller, getting wider base, hinge. I think that was what you came in working on. So we just kind of kept working on it. This is a great setup with a wedge. All right, so if we can get more into this setup with your irons, beautiful. Okay, but again, what we worked on was just kind of really creating a good hinge on your takeaway with your irons. Such a good swing. And let's get started. Let's start seeing some things here. And we got pictures of people's butts. Okay, here's our 7 irons. So what we see right away is a little bit far away from the ball. Okay, ideally we would like to do what we saw today. All right, getting a little taller. This line should brush the knees. So obviously if we just kind of decrease our forward bend a little bit, that's all we really need to do. So just decrease forward bend, and that's going to get the golf club in a better position. Also right here, I mean, helping once we got that hinge in place, we definitely saw a lot better of a position there. But look at this golf swing. I mean, you can find 100 pros, and all of them will say they want that swing. 100%. No, guaranteed, man. You got such a good golf swing. It looked effortless. I mean, truly for me, it does remind me a lot of like Ernie Els, where you just got this effortless power and the ball just jumps and you don't look like you're going after it at all, which is a great ability, and you're very lucky to have that. Very, very lucky. As someone who played professional golf for a couple of years, you are very lucky to be able to do that. It's awesome. So why don't I have... There we go. Okay, so this is what I wanted to see here. So what we see is a little bit of a narrow stance. Okay, weight slightly forward. So one of the things that we worked on was getting a little wider, which is going to help with this kind of little funky dip into the right leg. And it's just going to overall get you into just a better position. So, what we did day 1, day 2 was really work on the hinge, get our hinge in a better place. What we see here is a little bit better of a setup. And it was all about the hinge, and then really how do we get into a better release point, because you were getting into a little bit of an added loft, or you would lose all your lag on the way down. So even though you're hitting 175, 180 yard 7 irons, you really weren't getting the most out of your swing. So what we see here is a little bit better, kind of still at a 90 on our takeaway. Actually, we're on a little bit wider of an angle than a 90. So we look there. That's where we can tell, like, we need to have that hinge. So I think as we get a little bit, here, this is you doing your rehearsals. So obviously you really are doing the right thing. You're rehearsing in exaggerates. So for me, that is crucial. If you're going to work on something, you should work on exaggerating the move. So then this way, when you have to go and execute it, it becomes a lot easier. So when you're practicing, really exaggerate that hinge back, exaggerate that hold a little bit, and then when you go and make your swing, you got to kind of normalize it to the best of your abilities. But because your abilities are pretty good, I would say it's not really going to be overly difficult. Again, look, we're starting to build towards a little bit better of a setup here. All right, getting a little bit closer to the ball or a little bit closer to the body in comparison to this one right here, where we can really see the spacing between us and the golf club. So it's a little bit closer, much better. And this is going to change your takeaway a bit. Okay, so we kind of got a little bit, arms a little bit away. That's going to kind of tighten up as you get comfortable doing this. But again, positions where we get at the top of the backswing are a lot better. So we see this is a little bit more of a flatter angle. Okay, whereas this one's steepening up a little bit. That tells us that we're getting a better hinge. Okay, when the golf club starts getting a tad bit more vertical, in this position going back, we know we're hitting it. Great move here. Beautiful shallowing out of the golf club. It remains under the line. Awesome impact. So from here is really where we kind of got into some changes. We got a little bit better of lower body rotation. Okay, with the wider stance, that's going to help. So let's see a little bit better progress here. Now this is what we can see here is kind of what we want to do. All right, this is actually like a picture-perfect setup. Right there, that is almost spot on. All right, this is one of our last videos from yesterday. Take away a little bit outside, okay, a little bit in front, but again, you get into a really good set position here. So even though this is a little outside, it doesn't really concern me that much because I see that you get set in our P3 very well. P4 is super good, and even your P5 is spot on. So like what we talk about for our positions, 1 through 8, I mean, yeah, you might miss P2, but P3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are all really good. So like right there, spot on, great rotation through. I mean, that looks like, if I didn't know that was you, it looked like Dustin Johnson. I mean, it really does, look at that. It looks like DJ. So super good, and I think you got the ability to hit it just as far as him. I mean, you're super tall. So right here was just that working on holding our lag a little longer. And we see by you feeling like your butt of the club gets to the front of the ball before you release it, that golf club is in a spot-on position. Then boom, right there, body rotate a little bit more. Okay, where we could kind of just see the right half of your right tuchus. Over here on the left, we're starting to see a little bit of your left hip or left butt. So that's something that I like to see right there. And let's see what you do into the swing. Look, yeah, you can see a little bit different. Okay, so if we get just past impact or just at impact, you know, even here we're starting to see a little bit more of the left leg. Whereas on the right side, you kind of barely see the crease of your shorts. Great release through. I mean, such a good move. So good. So again, this is what that kind of look was. Get to the top, butt of the club to where my hands are, just in front. Right there. Again, this is exaggerated. So, you know, if you're doing that on your swing, you're just a little bit late. And then just releasing right into the ball. And we see what happens is we get good forward shaft lean. Okay, where your tendency was to, let's see if we can get a good one. You can kind of see here the shaft is almost going back. So we see that's all because of your releasing of your lag. Okay, so us to hold that just a little bit longer, we definitely saw a little bit better result here. And so we get here and we can actually see that the hands are a little bit more caught up. So if I just draw this line, we're at 79 versus 80. So yeah, it's 1 degree, but 1 degree in a lot of aspects of the golf swing is very big, especially when you start making changes. So, you know, we can see here right before impact, we're in a nice position. And if we look at where the shaft is in relation to our body on the right, it's kind of on our leg line where we're a little bit back. So we know we're kind of increasing the hinge a little bit, or holding a little bit longer. Good move through the ball. And then what we worked on today was just talked about getting wider, maintaining that like wide leg. So what I did was I had you use this band. That's going to be good really just for the gym. You can practice with it just to try to strengthen up the hips a little bit. Okay, and that's just going to help you. Like you did it really good on your rehearsal swing right here, right there. That's just super perfect. Okay, so that's kind of what we're going to build towards. And then really what we did today was just worked on getting taller and wider. You know, taller, wider hinge. You have 3 things that are kind of easy to work on. So getting taller, I think we're going to see a little bit better takeaway, which look at that. Again, spot on positions. Good release right here with the body. Perfect position with the golf club here. And impact looks just absolutely spot on. So again, that's what we're kind of wanting to feel. Where to me, I mean, for my feel would be like back the left hand is pointing at the ground as an exaggerated move. But forward shaft lean, at the end of the day, that's what we're going to try to get to, yeah. Look, see, I mean, your rehearsals are just perfect. You're such a well-educated player. You have such a good high golf IQ that, you know, things like this, I mean, in 3 days of work, you really made some changes. And, I mean, me looking at it from the outside, look at that. That's so good, man. I mean, in comparison to, you know, what we got in one of our earlier videos. Look at that. Just after impact, look at the difference. You know, we started to see kind of like flexion in the left wrist here, while the left wrist looks a lot flatter. Okay, so that's so good. Let's really work towards that. So 3 things really, it's just wide setup, get taller, and just hinge and hold it just a tad bit longer. Feel like you're releasing your lag into the ball instead of right on the transition. But Sam, you're super talented, man. Just keep running with this. I think you got a really bright future ahead of you, and I think really, I know it's cliche, but the sky's the limit for you. You've got everything. You're a full package player. You're long. You're a good putter. You got good short game. You're creative. It's just about letting everything come together in one tournament so the world can see you. But just keep working on this stuff. Anything you need, you can get in touch with me if you need me. I'll give you all my contact information, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you again. I think you're going to be a stud, man. Just keep going at it. So thank you for spending a week with me. It was a pleasure, and it was really exciting to be able to work with someone as talented as you.